Central Florida, the Valley Fitness facility. We are live for the very first time in the Grid League season. My name is Alan Duarte, and I'm bringing you this match between the Tampa Bay Brigade and the Orlando Aces.
Orlando Aces, Tampa Bay
Teams
Brigade.
standing by.
Race.
And we are off, ladies and gentlemen. Again, live from the Valley Fitness facility. We are kicking off. Orlando Aces in black, Tampa Bay Brigade in the blue. Kicking off with the first race today is partner forward. One lady, one gentleman on the floor. We're opening up 9-7-5-3. So each quadrant will have a respective amount of reps for each element. We're starting off with kettlebell ground to overhead. 2 kettlebells, as they have just gone through. Right now, working on the pistol stick jump overs. So they're performing that pistol element, but the element's not done after that. They're going right into a jump over that PVC pipe. You're going to notice as we go down the grid floor in each quadrant, it's a little bit higher of a jump, a little bit heavier on those kettlebells. So right now, Medeiros and Velez on the floor for the Aces. You've got Holloway on the floor, former MPGL athlete, player from the original Grid League, now on the Florida Grid League, his second season with us. He is done with that 45-pound kettlebell. You've got Medeiros in the black, neck and neck with the Brigade in the blue, waiting to hand it off. You have to hand this up by the referee. 1 rep lead by the Orlando Aces coming into this. Aces 0-2 on the year, looking for their very first victory on the season. 1-1 for the Tampa Bay Brigade as they were taken down for the very first time last match by the Southwest Florida Sharks. Looking to come back. Team captain, team co-owner, Jess Crisman said on Instagram, that loss was exactly what they needed. It lit a fire under their behinds to get into this season. Right now, Taylor Stallings, coach and captain of this Orlando Aces team. Matt Cable, FGL rookie, on the floor for the Brigade in blue. We are neck and neck here on this very first race, ladies and gentlemen. Crisman, co-owner, captain, coach. Everything about this Brigade team is on her back. She is the leader of this squad as she's going back into this race. You've got Darryl Mcneil knocking out the reps for the Aces, hands it off to Taylor Stallings. Matt Cable trying to get those pistol stick jump overs. You just saw the hands cross for a fault. So a fault is when that rep will knock out. Opening the door for the Orlando Aces right now in the black. They've got 3 of those double kettlebell ground to overhead. And all we got left is the pistol stick jump overs. Darryl Mcneil, 2 reps down. He's got 1 more. Taylor Stallings looking to open up this match with a win for the Aces.
1 more for the Aces.
And Taylor Stallings will bring it in for the Aces. They want to take the first race here. Matt Cable, just about 45 seconds remaining on the clock. Jess Crisman looking to close it out. And Jess Crisman will close it out for the Tampa Bay Brigade, as that's going to do it for the very first race throughout today's match. A race win gets you 2 points. As long as the other team finishes the race underneath the allotted time cap, they'll get 1 point. If they don't finish it, they will get 0 points. After 1 race, Aces 2, Brigade 1.
If the other team gets under the cap, they'll get 1. Current score, Tampa Bay Brigade 1, Orlando Aces 2. This is going to be a great race. Coming up next, we have our race we like to call Mirror.
Thank you.
So, we got 1 minute on the clock.
Bubs is named after Glenn "Bub" Doherty. Glenn laid down his life saving others in Benghazi, Libya, and this brand is a tribute to Glenn and his way of life. At Bubs, we live by the motto, feel great and do good. And the feel great part is by virtue of all the products that we make. Collagen protein, MCT oil powder, and more.
Our collagen protein is great for a few things: joint health, hair, skin, and nails, and gut health. It also helps in athletic recovery.
30 seconds.
Our second product is our MCT oil powder for mental focus, sustained energy, appetite control, and of course, great gut health. We're feeling great with all the products that we put out there to help you live your best life. And we're doing good by always giving 10% of all profits to charity. Thanks again. This is where you say thank you.
Thank you.
And you mean it.
I mean it.
Stand by. Race. Here we go. Kicking us off.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back, starting off race number 2 here with the mirror. So as you can tell on the ground floor right now, Aces in the black. You got barbells picked up off of the ground. Once they are picked up, they cannot touch the ground. If that happens, the teams are going back to the start line, 4-point touch, and you can pretty much call it a race by that. So very key that barbell does not touch the ground. In today's mirror race, you have hang snatches, a total of 28, 7 in each quadrant. So this is where the strength specialists do get the shine here. We are neck and neck right now, as you see on the screen. Orlando Aces working Trisha Davis on the floor for the Aces. You have the Tampa Bay Brigade right now. Chrisman and Holloway in the blue. But right now, it's on the Aces. Brigade trying to make some ground. The girls do it, the guys do it. We are neck and neck. Right now, your leader, the Aces and the Brigade. You got Kimberly DeCray for the Brigade, closing it out for the men. Ricky Morgan, and they do it. They come back from a race 1 loss to take race number 2 in the mirror. Right behind them, the Orlando Aces. So after 2 races, we're all tied up. We're going into this next race, 3-3. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you cannot blink. If you're watching this on thefgl.com/live, this is the first ever live stream here. Okay, we got a quadruple header for you today. That is 4 matches today on this Saturday. At the end of this, we will know who is going to the playoffs in the Northern Conference. Once again, Alan Duarte here, live from Seminole, Florida, at the Valor Fitness facility, as we're taking on the final week of the regular season in the Northern Conference. So we got just about a few minutes before we get into this next one.
Whether you want to accept that or not. Being relentless. Not making excuses. Getting after it. There's the easy way and the born primitive way. Failing is okay. Because it doesn't matter if you're the lion or the gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. Born primitive, made for the modern savage.
Next race we're doing is the triple touches. So we have home team RINGERPOINT.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back into the action now as we get started with the first Ringer Point race, a new addition to the Grid League this year. All right. Each team gets to pick one Ringer Point race from a group of options. One player from each team plays in that Ringer Point race, and throughout the season, once they are used, they cannot be used again. So once they use, they are done. So for example, we got Darryl Lasso lined up for the Aces.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not blink. This will be.
And you have the female on there in blue for the Brigade. This is the only time they'll be able to compete in the Ringer Point race this season. It's a way of adding a little defense on the grid. The teams get to choose what they have, and strategy, again, as always, comes into play here as we get started. We're opening up 6 triple touches. And they are off. Ladies and gentlemen, do not blink because we are going to move quickly here. Lasso for the Aces. Marissa Oxenford for the Brigade. They are moving right here. Again, 6 triple touches. Toe to bar, chest to bar, and muscle up. Again, the Aces pick this one. But the Tampa Bay Brigade take it, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. Things can change here on the grid floor. The Aces picked that Ringer Point race, and they obviously picked it for a reason because they had all the confidence in Lasso. But Oxenford and the Brigade came right from underneath and took that Ringer Point race from them to take a 2-point win in that first Ringer Point race. I'm telling you, do not blink, ladies and gentlemen. Do not blink.
3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes before our next race. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to the action here at the Valor Fitness Facility.
1 male, 1 female with a 4-minute count. The males are doing overhead squats at 155.
Get that salt in, baby.
Minute 45 before we get started. Going into this next race, we've got the Echo. So with the Echo, it's going to be the same race, ran back-to-back 2 times. These teams are ready. It's early on in this match, but they're doing everything they can to stay ready, to stay energized, and one of the ways they're doing that is with LMNT. Go to DrinkLMNT.com/FGL and get a free sample pack. You just pay $5 for shipping. Our players have fallen in love with this electrolyte supplement throughout this entire year. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. It is what's fueling all the players on the Grid League this year. Again, DrinkLMNT.com/FGL to get a free sample pack today. As we're getting back into the action today, the first ever live stream here. And we're doing it here in Seminole, Florida at the Valor Fitness Facility. We're about to get into the Echo race here. We're getting the equipment set up on the floor to explain the Echo race. 1 male, 1 female on the floor working at a time. Again, strategy comes into play in every single race on the grid floor. You can substitute whenever you like. They're going to open up with 30 overhead squats. Okay, the males will perform overhead squats, 155 pounds on the barbell, while the females will perform front squats with that same barbell. Following that, you're going to have dumbbell over a 20-inch box. So with those dumbbells, they're going to have to go up and over that box. The males will perform a burpee. Then you're going to have 30 double touches on the Valor Fitness rig. Closing it out in the 4th and final quadrant with 30 hang cleans at 125 pounds. The males will perform the hang snatch. So to even out the playing field a little bit, you're going to see a few different elements on the floor between the males and the females. I will guide you through it. I will lead you through this next race. I'll be leading you all day long today. We've got 4 matches. This is the first of 4. Each team will be doing 2 matches. By the end of today, we will find out which teams are heading into the playoffs in the Northern Conference. 45 seconds on the clock before we get started into our 4th race. This is the Echo. We're going to run it one time. They're going to have 45 seconds to reset, and we're going right back and doing it all over again. 20 seconds. Looks like lining up for the aces. You've got Kay Williams, and you've got Kyle Massey. Kim DeCray and Noel Lecca lined up for the Brigade in blue. Teams are standing by.
Aces, Brigade, stand by.
And we are off. Brigade in blue. Kim DeCray opening up with some front squats. 155 pounds on the barbell. Noel Lecca waiting in the ranks for the Brigade in blue. Aces in black. Kay Williams opening up with those front squats. Kyle Massey waiting in the ranks to grab that barbell. Again, the men will be performing overhead squats while the females performing front squats. It looks like Noel Lecca is going to close it out. Kyle Massey on the floor for the aces right now as Trissa Davis comes onto the floor waiting. She is waiting to begin the dumbbells over that box. You've got Brockman waiting in the ranks right now. Noel Lecca has about 3 reps remaining on his overhead squat. Kyle Massey's done. These ladies going to work at the same time. Brockman right now rocking the old school orange O'Malleyos. Knocking out the dumbbell over that box. Matt Cable waiting in the ranks for the Brigade. Trissa Davis knocking it out. Darryl Mcneil right there. He's going to take over. The men have a burpee added to this element. Spicing up a little bit for the men here. Brockman is working in the blue. Mcneil in the black. Here comes Matt Cable. You may notice him from the first season of the NBC Titan Games. You see Oxenford getting onto the ball right now. She killed it in the Ringer Point race by home those 2 points. Trying to do the same here, keep them ahead of the aces in the black. Oxenford making easy work of those double touches. Roderick Holloway, Megan Medeiros are next onto that bar. Looking to take over on the double touches. Total bar and a chest bar combined. There is Roderick Holloway, Alex Velez, team captain for the aces. Kim DeCray started the race. She's looking to end it right now. She is off in the 4th quadrant for the Brigade. Medeiros finishing up for the aces, but Kim DeCray is going at it with those hand cleans. But Miguel Santis in the 4th quadrant for the aces, looking to make a comeback, trying to do everything he possibly can today to get that W for the aces. Roderick Holloway waiting in the ranks. Tanner Stallings waiting in the ranks. They're going to switch it off. Kim DeCray is going. She started it. She's looking to finish it. Hand is up for the referee for the Brigade in blue. And the Tampa Bay Brigade take the race. Tanner Stallings won a comeback by the aces, but Kim DeCray starts it and ends it for the Tampa Bay Brigade. We got 45 seconds on the clock, and we're going right back into the same exact race. We got no breaks. You can wait for a commercial break. The action continues here at the Valor Fitness facility. We're going to rerun that race one more time. We'll see if the strategy changes. Kim DeCray did a lot in that race. Will she start it again for the Brigade, or will they change up their players? Will the aces start it the same way, or will they change up their players? 15 seconds. Again, the action doesn't stop here on the grid right now.
10 seconds.
We're going back into the same race. It was a 1-point lead, now a 2-point lead going into this Echo.
Stand by.
And they are off. Brockman now opening up for the Brigade in blue. Ricky Morgan on the floor from as well. You got Massey back on the floor. He is waiting for his female counterpart in Becky Lowridge. She starts it off for the Aces with those front squats. Again, 155 pounds on that bar. Brockman immediately hands it off to Ricky Morgan, and she immediately goes back for those dumbbell over the box. That's where she started. It looks like she's coming back on this one. Trisha Davis for the Aces already out there as Ricky Morgan knocking out those overhead squats. Kyle Massey doing the same on the other side. Waiting for that hand to go up. Final rep, Ricky Morgan hands it off to Brockman. Hand is up for Massey as he hands it back off to Trisha Davis, the FGL rookie on your screen right now in the black. Alex Velez waiting in the ranks right now, counting it off for his teammate. Again, strategy goes into play. These teams don't come out here and just wing it. They practice this back at home. They practice it before this race. If you were watching warm-ups, they were warming up, walking through every single race. Matt Cable right now, flying through these dumbbells over that box. We've got the Brigade changing up their players. Same for the Aces as Medeiros starts it off on those double touches. Again, toe to bar, chest to bar for that double touch. Abby Wilkins right now on the floor for the Brigade as Christopher Siofi hands it off now to in the Brigade in blue. We've got D'Amico on the floor for the Aces. Siofi, D'Amico. Jess Chrisman on the other end right now. She is waiting for that handoff. Siofi, final rep, hands it off to Chrisman. Jess Chrisman is working. Final rep for D'Amico, but all eyes right now for the Brigade in blue. Jess Chrisman looking to go back to back on this race. A hiccup as Miguel Santos comes in to finish up the final 4 reps for the Aces, but we're staying on the Brigade right now. Jess Chrisman looking to close it out. Roderick Holloway was on the floor for the last echo. He didn't have to do any work because Cream de Crate took it home. Can Jess Chrisman take it home? We're going to go ahead. We're going to stay on the Brigade right now, and they take it. Once again, they take it. They've won the echo race. We'll go back quickly to the Aces in the black as they look to finish it off here. Taylor Stallings, plenty of time to get that 1 point for the Aces. Again, in every race, you win it, you get 2 points. As long as you finish it underneath that allotted time cap, you will get that 1 point. The Aces need this right now to keep their team in this race. Miguel Santos looking to take it home. Final few reps here, final 2. Final rep of that hang snatch. Kyle Massey takes it home for the Aces. So the Tampa Bay Brigade sweep the Echoes. We're going to score update for you guys coming up next after this break. And we are back to the action, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into the ladder race with a score of Tampa Bay Brigade 9, Orlando Aces 6. Going into this ladder race, another opportunity for these strength specialists to shine. And as I'm not surprised, we've seen it in the past and they do it again. The Tampa Bay Brigade have thrown a bonus flag. So this race is worth an extra point, 3 points to the victor, whoever wins. Just because the Brigade throw it, no. It's all even here. The Brigade or the Aces, they win, they take home that extra point. The Aces need this right now. They are a strong team, so we're going to see if they can do this here. On this ladder, there's a barbell at every quadrant. Today, we'll be performing a thruster. So you have to clean it off that ground, squat, and press it up in one fluid motion in order for the rep to count. Team standing by. And we are off. Again, another chance for the strength specialist to shine. Again, in every quadrant, a successful lift is worth a specific amount of points. So for right now, the ladies are in quadrant number 3. Taylor Stallings going to quadrant number 4. This quadrant is worth 4 points. The further down you go, you work your way down on this grid floor, the more points you get. The heavier that barbell gets. So right now, for example, Miguel Sanchez just did a successful lift in quad 1. He got 1 point for his team. Looking for number 2, he's got 2 points, so a total of 3 right now. Noah Leka on the quadrant number 3 right now. If he gets this, which he does, 3 extra points. If they can clear the entire ladder, which both men are about to do, that is a total of 10 points for your team. So right there, Miguel Santis and Noel Leka get both of their teams 10 points. Right now on the floor, Sydney Witter for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Sydney Witter, 3 barbells in. She's going to do it one more time. Sydney Witter picks it up with ease. Again, bonus flag on the floor. So the winner will get an extra point, 3 points to the winner here. We got Matt Cable now on the floor for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Matt Cable, cancer survivor. He's beat cancer twice. Armed forces. This man can take down anything. So this next barbell for him, nothing. 265 pounds. Matt Cable, ladies and gentlemen, clears the floor. 10 points for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Kyle Massey can't quite get it up. He went through 3 quadrants, couldn't quite clear the 4th one. Kim DeCray here, fresh off of a CrossFit Games appearance with CrossFit West Chase. Kim DeCray coming back with a fire. Trisha Davis, FGL rookie for the Orlando Aces. She clears the floor for the team in black. Here comes team captain Alex Velez on the floor. Ricky Morgan for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this Northern Conference is full of strength. I'm not joking around with you. Each of these teams brings it when it comes to the ladder. But again, the Tampa Bay Brigade are known to throw that bonus flag, and you can see why. Ricky Morgan can't quite get it for the Brigade. Davenport on the floor for the Tampa Bay Brigade right now. You got Boyd on the floor for the Orlando Aces. We've got a minute left on the clock. Davenport clears it. Boyd going up to the last quadrant. Aces in the black. Can Boyd get it? Brigade in the blue. Davenport gets it. Working our way back down. Mcneil and Holloway on your screen right now. You got Roderick Holloway for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Clears it with ease. Mcneil clears it with ease. 245 for the Orlando Aces. And he does it. Will he do his final one? Darryl Mcneil, 265 pounds. Darryl Mcneil can't quite get it. Wilkins all the way down for the Brigade. Should be Witter. We got 10 seconds. See if he gets one. Medeiros gets it. Counting it down. We got one more rep. Can Lasso get it? And Lasso gets that point. We'll see if it comes into play here. We're going to calculate the points, and we're going to see what we got. We're going to see what we got. We'll have the point total. We'll see who has won this. Remember, a bonus flag was thrown. The Brigade are known to win this race in previous matches. As you saw Noah Leka on your screen, he's one of the reasons why. We're going to calculate the score. We'll see what we got right after this break. Brought to you by Bubs MCT.
Bubs is named after Glenn "Bub" Doherty. Glenn laid down his life saving others in Benghazi, Libya, and this brand is a tribute to Glenn and his way of life. At Bubs, we live by the motto, feel great and do good. And the feel great part is by virtue of all the products that we make. Collagen protein, MCT oil powder, and more.
Our collagen protein is great for a few things: joint health, hair, skin, and nails, and gut health. It also helps in athletic recovery.
Our second product is our MCT oil powder for mental focus, sustained energy, appetite control, and of course, great gut health. We're feeling great with all the products that we put out there to help you live your best life, and we're doing good by always giving 10% of all profits to charity. Thanks again. This is where you say thank you.
Thank you.
And you mean it.
I mean it.
So I have Mcneil's disease. It's like a inner ear type issue. I'm not like 100% able to explain the science to it, but a side effect of it is vertigo. So on a regular basis, I can't tumble, roll, or spin without getting like really lightheaded or dizzy. So I go out there to start these burpees, and immediately I bend down and the floor shakes a little bit, and I look up and the ring starts shaking. And the only thing I'm thinking is, please don't let me miss this ring one time, because every jump, the room is spinning. I get done with my final rep, and I go to turn around, and I guess I turned around too fast, and just the entire arena just swayed left. If you've ever seen that movie Inception, everything just swayed to the left, and I kind of fell over into the rig, got my bearings, and then finished out the run. I was emotionally and physically drained after that, but it's gone now. I'm feeling great, back to hard training, back to hard competing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action, and make sure you use the code GRID for 20% off your order. Bubs has an awesome mission behind it, and we love supporting it. Plus, the MCT oil is the best non-dairy creamer you'll ever have. I'm telling you, I use it in my coffee every single morning, usually twice a day too. All right, so make sure you give it a try. Use the code GRID for 20% off. Right now, we're going into the next Ringer Point race. If you've forgotten, one player of each team plays in the Ringer Point race throughout the season. Once they are chosen, they cannot be chosen for any other Ringer Point race. Whoever finishes gets 2 points. The losing team must finish within a 20% margin to earn a point. Otherwise, they get 0 points. So, a lot goes into play. On the Ringer Point race. First, you had the Aces choose their race, and the Brigade won. Marissa Oxenford took that home for them. Now, the Brigade choose their race, and they've chosen 5 snatches. So on this race, we got 5 snatches, literally as fast as you can go. 225 pounds for the males, 150 for the ladies. Noah Leka on your screen right now for the Brigade in blue. Taylor Stallings on your screen for the Aces in black. Ladies and gentlemen, do not blink. Taylor Stallings, former professional grid league MVP, the first ever MVP on the grid floor, was this woman right here, probably the strongest woman in this facility, in this league right now, going up against the former #1 ranked weightlifter in the state of Florida, Noelle Eka. Barbells are in quadrant number 4. Teams are standing by. Here we go! Taylor Stallings, Noelle Eka, 5 snatches. As soon as they finish, they are done. Taylor Stallings is moving, ladies and gentlemen. She's trying to get that point for the aces, and she does. So we've had a flip-flop today, ladies and gentlemen, as Taylor Stallings taps that chest because she took it home for the aces. The aces chose the triple touches, and they lost. The Brigade chose the snatches, and they lost. So this team's coming back today saying, nah, you think you're smarter than me, but you're not. I'm coming back with a vengeance, and Taylor Stallings did just that as she took home that second ringer point race, keeping the aces in this match. Wow. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, do not blink. So we're going to tally score for the ladder and that ringer point race right after this message from the grid.
It was so great. It was our first in-house grid competition. The excitement, the passion was great. I loved it.
They reached out to us and thought what we would think about Bloodline versus Cape Coral. And we're like, yeah, let's do this thing. And it was fun. Oh, loads of fun.
You know, we actually practiced really hard and we worked together and we, came together as a team and we didn't get distracted by the score. We just did our best and it ended up winning, which is exciting.
The people who've never done before, they don't understand until they see it. If you see that last race on that sprint relay, you're never going to find that excitement in CrossFit you do here.
It was awesome because both gyms have really strong communities. They really came together, they rallied. People were losing their minds screaming for their team.
That last part with my whole gym right there yelling, that's the favorite part. When the gym follows you to every competition is the best. It makes you not feel the fatigue until you're done.
As our last guy, EJ, was finishing up the thrusters, the energy in here was electric. I'm already hearing people talk about how they want to participate more, so it's impressive.
The best part is at the end, everybody came together and took pictures together and brought the two communities together, which is really what this is all about. Is you compete on the grid, you go hard, you try to win, you have a good time, and then afterwards come together and be one big community, and that's really what we're all about.
I'm bringing you back.
1 minute, teams, 1 minute. Current score.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we got a score update for you. After the ladder, which was won 71-70 by the Brigade, close, and they threw that bonus flag. They got 3 points for it. A score of 13-10, Brigade leading the Aces by 3 as we go into the final 2 races of this match. Up next, we got Jack and Jill, 1 male, 1 female, working on the floor. It's all right here. It comes down to this right here. The Aces need to take this with a win in order to keep themselves in this match. We're going in 20 seconds. Oh.
Team, stand by.
And they are off. You got Oxenford and head coach Chris Grand on the floor for the Brigade in blue right now. This is a bodyweight specialist race. You saw the strength specialist shine throughout this race, especially on that ladder. Now the bodyweight specialists get to shine, as you've got Durant and Velez for the Aces in the black, opening up with 30 bar muscle-ups. Then they take their talents to the rings for 20 ring muscle-ups, and then 5 backwards roll to support. You say 5 reps. That's easy. Wait till you see the element, ladies and gentlemen. Just wait for it. You can see this waterfall effect that the bodyweight specialists are using. It's key that strategy and teamwork come into play, because you can't be doing the elements at the same time. You have to alternate, hence the waterfall effect. Christopher Siofi on the rings for the Brigade. Mcneil on the rings for the Aces. You see Siofi on your screen right now. Now they were able to use 2 bars for the bar muscle-ups, only able to use 1 set of rings for the ring muscle-ups. You've got Mega Medeiros waiting in the ranks for the Aces in black as Darryl Mcneil looks calm, cool, and collective for the Aces. For the Brigade, you have Sam DeCristofato waiting in the ranks in the blue. As Siofi stays on there, he's got 5 muscle-ups left. Is he going to stay on there? He's not. He's going to switch it off. 4 repetitions remaining for the Brigade. Roderick Holloway coming onto the floor as Mcneil looks to finish up. Holloway, no stranger to the grid floor, no stranger to the backwards rolls to support. Here he goes. Roderick Holloway in the blue. Backwards rolls to support. He's got 5 total, 2 to go. As the Brigade look to put this match as far out of reach as they can, and they do. Brigade will take 2 points in this race, as you now have Lasso in black for the Aces. Looking to get at least 1 point for his squad. Final rep for Lasso, plenty of time remaining. It was a fault. He's got plenty of time, no rush. Plenty of time, no rush. They've got to finish the race to get that 1 point. Final rep for Lasso, and he will get it in underneath that time cap, and the Aces will take their 1 point. So we start off 13-10, Brigade with the lead. As we go into the final race, the sprint relay, it'll be 15-11, Brigade. What a match to start off the day, a quadruple header. Each team today will be taking on 2 races. We will finish off the Northern Conference regular season here at the Valor Fitness Facility.
So this is the foreign object.
And we'll be right back after this break.
On the warm-up or on the grid. Like, you don't normally touch that other than a tire. So it's very foreign, but it's going to be good. Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse.
Fun. It feels good. It's better than having a big tire. I like it. Good handling.
This is my first time using it. I'm pretty excited. I've done tire flips, which I assume is pretty similar in the past. My deadlift is really strong, so that's the main reason why I'm not concerned about it.
I kind of have a football background, so being that, tire flips and all that, it brings me back to those days, so I like it. It's one of my favorite movements out here.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything, and just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking, because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's non-dairy, it's gluten-free, and it's soy-free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
So So my experience with Patch was really cool because I didn't have to take any supplements or anything. It was super easy. I just put it on my arm and then I could just feel the effects from that. And so all I did was put it on my arm before a workout and I felt much more energized. It was definitely a better experience than taking pre-workout because it was much more simple and I didn't feel like I was taking anything internally that was going to make me feel bloated or just make me any negative effects of taking something or drinking something before you work out.
Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Alan Duarte here with you, live from Seminole, Florida, right outside St. Petersburg at the Valor Fitness facility for the first of 4 matches today as we close out the Northern Conference regular season. By the end of today, we will know who's going to the playoffs in this Northern Conference, who's going to represent the Northern Conference in the playoffs. We're going into the final race here. If I'm not mistaken, score of 15-11. 15-11, Brigade with the lead. Mathematically, the Brigade have won this race, but when it comes down to the playoff scoring, total points scored, there's a bunch that goes into it. So again, every race, every point matters to these teams. And again, the Aces don't want to just finish up letting the Brigade take this easy. They want to make things interesting. They want to go out hard. That is the best part about the players on this grid floor. Each weekend, they come out here and give their absolute all. So as we get into this final race here at this beautiful Valor Fitness facility, we love Valor here at the FGL. They have high-quality equipment, and this beautiful venue has been the Northern Conference venue for over 4 years now. So make sure you check out their store if you're in the area, in the St. Petersburg, Tampa area, or check out their website if you're online. Also, during that commercial, you noticed a large object being flipped around from our UBU Expo matches in Orlando. Yeah, you're probably wondering, what is that? What is that? So, if you did see, if you were at the UBU Expo, if you were at the As One tournament, you saw that finisher flip sled getting thrown around, and it is exciting. So hopefully we'll get to see it later on in this season, maybe in the playoffs. But if you see it out there, now you know what it is. It's that finisher flip sled. And I'm telling you, when that thing gets brought out, you know that race is going to be exciting, just as this sprint relay is going to be exciting. Every match ends with this race. 5 minutes on the clock, and these teams will go through a list of elements. You've got double dumbbell shoulder overhead. You got handstand push-ups, back uprises, legless rope climbs, some overhead walking lunges with some kettlebells, chest to bar pull-ups, and at the end, we always like to finish off with something heavy and fast. You've got some snatches, 200 pounds on the barbell. But throughout this race, the way it works, so each element has a certain amount of repetitions that you've got to perform. The player that finishes the final repetition, they are done for the rest of the race. They will perform what's called a 4-point touch. So you're going to that start line, fingertips, feet, behind that start line, touch the ground, sprint to the end, you are done. So you're going to see some strategy come into play where a team might have one player do 9 of the reps if it's 10, and then you have another player come in and do that final rep, so that way they can kind of keep that first player for the rest of the race. Again, strategy comes huge into play on the grid, but most definitely on this sprint relay. So we're getting out some equipment out onto the floor, making sure everything is set for this final race here between the Orlando Aces and the Tampa Bay Brigade. Again, the Brigade, Jess Chrisman, their co-owner, coach, player, their leader, their true leader on this team. She mentioned earlier on Instagram, after their first loss of the season to the Southwest Florida Sharks, it was the first time they've ever lost to the Sharks ever in Grid League history. So she posted on social media saying that she was glad for the loss. The loss ignited a fire in this team again. And you've seen it today. You've seen the Brigade look like the Brigade of the past. Look like the Brigade that has won multiple championships in this Florida Grid League. They had a brief hiatus, but they are back. We had a brief hiatus, and we are back on the grid floor, ready for the final match, final race of this first match of 4 today. We got 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to open up this race with 10 double dumbbell shoulder overhead, 60 pounds. Again, unlike other races where you saw the males do one type of element while the females did a variation, there's no variations here. Everything stays the same no matter who was on the floor doing it. Velez starting for the Aces. And you've got for the Brigade, Sydney Witter. Velez on the screen right now, knocking out those shoulder overhead, 60 pounds. Witter knocking out in the blue for the Brigade. Again, the player that finishes the final rep is done. So right now, Alex Velez, he's done for the rest of the race. Sydney Witter, she's done for the rest of the race. Mcneil is on your screen right now for the Aces, performing, knocking out those handstand push-ups, 20 total. Looks like Davenport on the floor for the Brigade. But Medeiros is moving, and she is done. Meg Medeiros done with those handstand push-ups. Time for that body weight specialist. Lasso coming on the floor. Back up rises now. Fault on the first one. That's Roderick Holloway. You saw him on the backwards rolls of support, and you're watching him now on your screen. Roderick Holloway through those back up rises. Now we got three legless rope climbs. Excuse me. Siofi on for the Brigade as he is moving as Lasso tries to get those back up rises. We're gonna stay on Siofi. Stay on Siofi. He is knocking him out, baby. He's got one more for the Brigade. Siofi inching up that rope, and he gets it. They are done with their legless rope climbs. Lasso, he's got two more of those back up rises. Trying to get it up. Can he get it? And he can't quite get it up. We're going to go back to the Brigade as we now have Matt Cable knocking out that overhead walking lunge with not one, but two kettlebells, 53 pounds in each hand. Matt Cable looking strong. He's got his head coach, Chris Guerin, guiding him along the way. One more rep for Lasso. One more rep for Lasso as we go back to Cable. Almost done. A few more hash marks to go for Matt Cable. Up next, you got some chest to bar pull-ups. Matt Cable, one more step, and Matt Cable knocks it out. You've got Oxenford on the floor for the Tampa Bay Brigade, knocking out those chest to bar pull-ups. At the same time as Lasso, you saw him on the screen, knocks it out, 4-point touch. We got the legless rope climbs coming up, but we're going to stay on the Brigade. Final chest to bar pull-up, Oxenford gets it done. You got Abby Wilkins come on the floor as the Aces get that rope climb in. Abby Wilkins right now. She's working on the handstand step overs. She's gonna go over, and then you can come back. Abby Wilkins moving for the Brigade. A fault there as Trisha Davis finishes up for the Aces. Abby Wilkins finishes up for the Brigade. We're going to finish it up right now. Miguel Santos with the overhead lunge, but we're going to go right to the Brigade. They started the race off with a loss, but since then, they have been all the talk. They came in fired up. Ricky Morgan looking to close it out. Final snatch for Ricky Morgan. 4-point touch. Ricky Morgan and the Tampa Bay Brigade take the first match of the day. The Tampa Bay Brigade coming back from a loss. They'll take the win. We're going to close it out on the Orlando Aces. Still plenty of time, 45 seconds left. We are all about finishing here. We finish what we start on the grid floor. Boyd knocking out those chest to bar pull-ups. And it's all about camaraderie here. Yes, you want to win, but you want to see that other team, your opponent, finish off strong. You see the Brigade coming over to cheer on the Aces. We got 20 seconds left. And we've got Durant coming over. She's going over into those plate handstand step overs. 15 seconds. And Janet Durant finished up her handstand plate step overs as they count it down. And the Tampa Bay Brigade take the match 18-11. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is the first of 4 matches today. We got our next match coming up at 1:15 between the Southwest Florida Sharks and the Gainesville Wild. We'll see you soon from Seminole, Florida, Valor Fitness Facility. I am Alan Duarte. We'll see you back at 1:15.